all the good things, all the good things. I'm gonna wait until some of y'all get on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor. Sorry. I'm definitely that friend who's gonna have a song for everything. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? It is just who I'm is. But I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. I'll tell y'all one thing though. I'm about tired of being cold. I don't know why I've been like so cold lately. But it is an issue. It is an issue for sure. This is so funny to me. This is so funny to me. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, I cannot wait. I love like pushing buttons. But in a to cause us to grow, like in the best, like most intense way to cause us to grow. I love pushing buttons. Because I don't think people really like you can't grow without challenges. Like you cannot grow without challenges. So I guess I might as well talk about it now while I'm waiting for people to join into the live. But I just posted a video with this topic talking about like why it's such a turnoff for women, for Christian women who like hear of a man saying I'm a man of God and they be like completely turned off. And there are already people in the comments. Hi, welcome to the live. There are already people in the comments who are mad about it. And it's like you have to listen to the context and listen to the contents of the video. But anyway, hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. I hope you all are doing well. Man, I'm super grateful for a great start to the week. I know that for many it was a holiday. I definitely still got some work in because, what else was I going to do? I did get some good rest this weekend. Definitely just excited about a new perspective that I feel like I'm leaning into. Hi, welcome to the live. Happy Monday. How are y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How is the week treating you thus far? Are you excited about this week? Man, time just is flying. Like it seems like just yesterday it was New Year's Day, and now it's what, the 20th, almost the 20th. Like that's just crazy how fast things go. I sure do. I sure do. You grateful? I'm grateful as well. I really am grateful. I've been working on a mindset shift. I think that it's been really helpful doing these lives and like just sharing what I'm learning from this fast and everything. And just such a great community. Like I literally have the best community. So very excited. I do not know what that means, honey. I'm so sorry. But yeah, very excited about what's coming next, and just I got some exciting things happening. I can't talk about one of them because I'm under NDA, but I do have some exciting things happening this week that I will share with you all as soon as I can. Thank you. So stay tuned for that. Have some fun content coming out this week, as I said yesterday. So I'll be editing between tonight and tomorrow so that you all can see the first date that you voted on, the first virtual date. I think you'll be surprised. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I know I was. I was very pleasantly surprised at this first virtual coffee date. So excited about the ones to come. We'll have some more reactions for the next 3 candidates this week. So stay tuned for that. And as promised, the content with my brother Mike and us talking about dating after divorce, that's gonna be good. We have some really cool things coming up. This coming Thursday, I'm gonna be teaching a workshop via Zoom. Anybody who is looking to build a platform and become a content creator, I'm gonna be sharing all of the tea in there. So if that's something that interests you, you can visit my link, my Beacons link, and purchase access to that, and you'll be able to ask me questions. I'll do a live Q&A, all of those good things. So it'll be good. Currently in Texas. Yes, the home of the Alamo. And everything's bigger in Texas. You know what? I went to Texas when I was driving to California to move last year, and ran into this, not ran into, but I stopped at this breakfast place, and they had a cookie bigger than my head. Now I love myself some cookies, and I know I shouldn't be talking about cookies on this sugar fast, but in my life have I never seen a cookie that big, because I had a pretty big head, and that cookie was gigantic, like it covered my whole head. But the biggest issue that I had with it is that it wasn't even good. How you gonna have that much cookie and not even be tasty? That's insane. Like really, really crazy. Shout out to our mod for always holding it down for us in the comment section and making sure that you all like and subscribe, and that you lock in. It really means a lot. I appreciate you being a part of my community. Y'all are amazing, and you make it worth it for me showing up every day. So thank you for that. So if you are new here, my name is Crystal Luster, and I do a lot of things. The most important thing for me is to always be a light in dark places. That is top of mind, top of priority for me. And so the way I do that is through comedic content, reaction videos, skits, parodies, all those things. But I also am very passionate about mental health, about personal growth, lifestyle stuff. You know, I do the influencer thing as an actor as well. So I'm going to events, I'm on red carpets, I'm sharing my experiences. I do reviews, all of those things that help me keep the lights on. So I appreciate when you shop my affiliate links or when you interact with my content. It means a lot. I am very passionate about talking about healthy relationships. So I do talk a lot about dating after divorce, because I am dating after divorce. And I'm also very passionate about helping people sustain what they build as far as a platform goes, because I've had to learn the hard way how to navigate burnout, and I don't want other people to go through that. So those are things that I'm talking about in my content. And if that interests you, if that makes you, if it piques your interest, I highly recommend that you subscribe, that you like, that you engage. Earlier today, I taught my second top tier membership session. Purpose Over Platform is the highest tier of my membership, where I teach people to sustain what they build. And so if you are currently a content creator, or it's something that you're working on, but you are dealing with fatigue, you're dealing with burnout, all of those things, Purpose Over Platform is a great place for you to have community, for you to have safety, for you to be seen, but also for you to walk away with resources that help you not feel so tired, not feel so burned out like you want to give up. So I highly recommend that you check that out. The topics and everything are available for replay, and there is a digital download as well. There are bi-weekly meetings, there are quarterly meetups, all the things. So it's a really great place to be connected to and to find resources directly from me and the things that I have learned. So, well, y'all, we're making some headway. Look at us. Look at how much we've gotten through. So I am right now in the middle of a live stream challenge that I put myself on, where I am going live every day. And I will continue going live even after this challenge. But right now, the topic that I'm going through is this 40-day sugar fast by Wendy Speak. I do have it linked to the live if you all want to get the book and follow along. If you want to join the fast, cool. If you don't, that's also cool. I'm just sharing what I have learned spiritually and physically from doing the fast. And so it's been 15 days since I have started fasting from refined sugar. And the reason being is because last year I just went through a really tough transition, and I found myself leaning more into sugar to cope, and definitely had a negative impact on my body, gaining weight and dealing with more inflammation and stuff like that. But mentally, I really, and spiritually, I really felt like I was avoiding the real issues. And so this is me going back to what I know is going to help and not hurt my body, and help and not hurt my mind and my purpose and all those things. Found that Canada needs more psychologists and therapists. So when I grow up, go to college, I think I might move there. Oh, listen, go for it. There are a lot of opportunities that I've read where Canada is looking for and offering opportunities for work for Americans who want to, you know, apply for dual citizenship. So I ain't gonna lie to you, something that I'm considering as well. It's better to lie and say you love me. Okay. Otherwise, okay, I don't really know where that's coming from, but I do love everyone and I appreciate everyone for joining into the live. So I'm gonna get into the devotion of the day. Hey Julian, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, so I am day 15 is divisive devices. And Wendy is speaking from Jeremiah 2:13. My people have committed two sins. They have forsaken me, the spring of living water, and have dug their own cisterns, broken cisterns that cannot hold water. There was a time when I slept with my thin brown Bible under my pillow. It was during one of the hardest seasons of my life when loneliness threatened to undo me. I would go to sleep with my head literally resting upon my Bible and my heart resting there too. It was symbolic perhaps, but all I knew was that I needed it close. In the morning, when the sun rose, I'd reach my hand under my Bible before wiping the sleep from my eyes. My Bible was my daily bread because I was so hungry for love. I'd open it up and start reading where I had left off the night before. Verse after verse, chapter after chapter, God's word flooded into all the hurting places of my heart. I did this until my husband and I were happily married. That's when I moved my Bible from beneath my pillow to beside my bed. In the morning, I would wake up, stretch, reach for my Bible, then continue reading where I had last left off. 10 years after we were married, I got my first smartphone. I plugged it in and charged it beside my bed, right beside my Bible. Since my phone held both my alarm clock and my Bible app, it was easy to pick up and open up. The trouble was all the notifications from the night hours would immediately catch my eye. And before I knew it, instead of spending the early moments of my day with the Lord, I was spending them online with everyone but Him. I found myself eager to know what my friends had to say to me before I turned my attention to what God had to say to me. The temptation was both subtle and obvious. Each time I host a 40-day sugar fast online, I receive hundreds of letters with confessions like this. I know that sugar is a struggle for me, but my real addiction is to my phone. My friend, author Katie M. Reed, joined me in the fast one year. She publicly confessed her own temptation to turn to social media over and over again each day, though she longed to turn with such fervor and consistency to the Lord. She pointed out the apple on the back of most of our phones, and we all saw her point. No wonder there's a bite taken out of that apple. Just as Eve was tempted away from God's best plan for her life, we feel the pull of temptation too. Our smartphones can keep us connected to the world, but they can't keep us connected to Christ. They can keep track of our schedules, but they can't order our priorities. They can play our praise music with a single voice command, but they cannot fill our souls with praise. Jeremiah 2:13 is the verse I'd like you to focus on today, and the verse I try to keep at the forefront of my life. Jesus called himself the living water. His water is both cleansing and satisfying, and those who take a long, cool drink from the well of his saving grace will never thirst again. You and I both know that it's easy to forsake that well of living water and dig for ourselves other wells, other cisterns, but they are broken and can't even hold water. In your distress, you called and I rescued you. I answered you out of a thundercloud. I tested you at the waters of Meribah. Hear me, my people, I will warn you. If you would only listen to me, Israel, you shall have no foreign God among you. You shall not worship any God other than me. I am the Lord your God who brought you up out of Egypt. Open wide your mouth and I will fill it. But my people would not listen to me. Israel would not submit to me. So I gave them over to their stubborn hearts to follow their own devices. Oh, what a powerful message. Oh, that's Psalm 81, 7 through 12. Oh, what a powerful message as the Lord reminded his people of just how faithful he had been. They cried out in their distress and he answered them. Immediately, he tested them and reminded them to stay close and to continue to listen. He warned them not to go looking for foreign gods because he is the God who saved them for himself. He offered to feed them. Open wide your mouth, he said, and I will fill it. But they turned away and would not listen and would not eat from his hand, nor drink from his cup. Eventually, he gave them over to their own devices. Do you see the similarities between the Israelites and the people so attached to their technology today? Devices is what we call our smartphones and tablets, our computers and iPads. Oh, how divisive they can be when they become our electronic foreign gods, dividing us from the one true God. Sugar isn't the only idol to which we turn. This fast isn't simply about cutting out sugar. It's about abstaining from anything and everything we've learned to run to time and again. Ask the God who redeemed you to show you what devices are dividing you from him, and consider fasting from them during the remaining weeks of your fast. Perhaps it's as simple as removing all the social media apps off your phone or charging it in the bathroom rather than on your bedside table for the next 25 days. Then, once your fast is over, maybe you'll set some boundaries to keep God on the throne of your life and everything else in its rightful place. And then the prayer of the day: Dear Lord, I want you to be the only thing I thirst for because you are the only one who can ever truly satisfy. All the other fillers seem to intensify my desire for more, but you alone can fill me to overflowing. Show me where I've manufactured for myself broken cisterns that can't hold water, let alone living water. In Jesus' quenching name, amen. So I think that this is really interesting, especially considering where we are, right? Here I am on live talking about fasting, and I'm using social media, and she's talking about abstaining from social media, fasting from social media or our phones, our devices, and so forth. And I think that it's important to note again, always the intent behind what's being said, right? Whether you are a Christian or not, whether you are a person of faith or not, I think it's important that whatever we lend our ears to, whatever we allow to influence our lives, that we take into consideration what the source is, where the source is coming from, what the intent is behind what's being said. And so, like, as a content creator whose livelihood depends on me being online, depends on me showing up, there are two things that I keep in mind when reading this particular devotion. Number one is remembering my priorities. So, like, let's say if I had a job being a social media manager for somebody else, right? I have to pay my bills. I have to go to work. So I can't just say, well, I'm fasting from work, so I'm not going to work for the next 30 days. I'd probably get fired, right? It's not about the device. It's not about the social media apps. It's about what place we put in our priorities, where we get our source of hope for, where we lean when we're feeling weak. And so if every time I'm feeling stressed out or weak or frustrated or scared, instead of saying, hey, God, I need some help, I run to social media, or I run to my Facebook post, or I go to TikTok and I make a video about it, or I'm seeking help in those capacities and I'm not turning to God, that's when it becomes something that I'm elevating in my life, that I'm depending on in a way that I might depend on sugar for a dopamine hit. That's not to say that I don't get help from these apps. Just like I'm sure people who are tuning into these lives, they feel like this is something that's helping them, is holding them accountable, or maybe it's pouring into your life some way. Maybe it's inspiring you to reach back for your faith, or whatever the case may be. These are helpful things. But it shouldn't be the only thing. It shouldn't be the top priority. And like I'm not your savior. I can't save anybody. I can't save myself. And so if this is the only thing that I have where I'm not talking to God for myself, then it kind of defeats the purpose. The other thing is when it comes to what we lean into as far as our different devices, whatever they may be, I think that it's important to note when you should take some time away, right? So I know, I'll be transparent. I'm not the person who sleeps with her Bible under her pillow. I have enough trouble sleeping and getting comfortable as it is, and that's probably something that I need to ask a chiropractor. But I'm the type of person who, unfortunately, and I'm being very transparent, very vulnerable right now. Unfortunately, if I wake up and the first thing that I do is start reading scripture, I might fall back asleep. And it's not because I find scripture boring. It's just that it's very soothing to me to read, especially depending on where I'm reading. I might fall back asleep. So sometimes I do look at my notifications because now I'm alert. My brain is on at that point because I'm thinking, oh, I got to read this. I got to talk. I got to do, I got to that. And then after a few minutes of that, I'm like, okay, I am fully awake. I'm not going back to bed. I'm going to sit on the side of my bed. Now let me pray. Let me talk to Jesus. Now that doesn't mean that that's the right way to do it. I'm not saying that I'm doing it the right way. But what I am saying is that I understand at the end of the day, whether I am spending the first few seconds, which I think is definitely beneficial, talking to God, or if I make sure I am fully awake because I know how I am in the morning. I'm not much of a morning person, but I'm spending that time with God when I know that I am fully alert and I can actually have a cohesive conversation with the Lord. I do it then because I know that that's where my source is. And for me, I would rather do it while I'm fully awake and alert than half sleep and I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, I still do it then too, but the point is that I understand, I have an understanding that this phone, these notifications, this is not my source. This is not where I'm getting my hope. This is not where I'm getting my strength. I know that full well. And I think that's what's important to take into consideration here. The whole purpose of doing this fast is not to say, oh, guys, I'm not eating sugar. I'm better than this person or that person. Or it's not to say, oh, look at how much weight that I'm losing because I'm not eating sugar. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with, okay, I tried all these other things to distract me or to cope, to help me cope from whatever I'm dealing with, whatever frustrations I have. And now I'm going to the only source that I personally know that can actually help me. And so that's my takeaway from this particular passage. I also wanted to share, where did I put this book? Something that I started reading today, y'all. I think that it'll be really, really helpful. So one of the goals that I wanted to make for 2026, I wanted to read more. I feel like I have these books and I have intentions of reading, but I don't actually read. And I picked up this book called Unshakable Trust by Joyce Meyer. She's one of my favorite authors, and I think I really love her because she speaks very plainly. I feel a lot of times people get turned off by church and they get turned off by Christian content because it's so impractical. And sometimes it's like, it's very tone deaf, like people will just be like, oh, just pray. Or like yesterday, I posted something. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday, I posted something about depression. And I was just talking about how I was like really proud of myself that after feeling like I just could not move for several days, I finally got up and I cleaned up and I got out of the house. I took a walk. I moved my body. I went to go get some groceries because real talk, for 4 days, almost nearly a week, I didn't have any groceries, but I was unmotivated to go to the store. I was unmotivated to nourish myself. So I was doing a lot of sleeping and I survived off chips and pears because that was what was in the refrigerator. Chips, pears, and scrambled eggs. That was all I have. And I think I cooked eggs maybe once. So it was really just chips and pears. And this lady, I was just like, I'm just really grateful that, it's not overtaking me. And I was glad I spent some time with God. And this lady came in, she was like, dealing with depression and being a child of God, I don't see how that connects. And I was just like, this is why people don't be liking to go to church and don't be liking to talk to Christians, because it's like, one, there's no empathy in your message. You are completely dismissive of a very real life circumstance that I'm experiencing, right? And so part of the reason why I'm doing this fast is because why was I running to sugar? Because I was sad, because I was frustrated. Those are symptoms of depression. And I'm not going to ignore the current problem that I have. Me saying, oh, I'm not depressed doesn't magically make depression go away. Should we be careful with our words? Absolutely. Words have power. There is the power of life and death in the tongue. That life and death in the tongue. That is scriptural. If you want a more practical, physiological or like psychological version of that, your body follows your mind. And your mind follows your words. Whatever you meditate on, like that's the law of attraction. And so I'm not saying all day long, just say I'm depressed. Like, no, we're not going to speak that. We're going to speak positive things of ourselves because we have that law of attraction, whether or not you believe in God. As a Christian, I believe in the law of attraction because that's how the world is made. That's how we're made, right? So I'm not going to ignore the reality of my circumstances. I've been dealing with seasonal depression, and I have faith that God is helping me come out of it. And I am praying about it, and I'm going to therapy. And like, it's all of these things work together. And so in this book, Unshakable Trust, Joyce talks about what it looks like to trust in God. And she talks about like this idea of confidence. And this was something that George Muller, I think is how you say his name. She starts the book with a quote that says, the beginning of anxiety is the end of faith, and the beginning of faith is the end of anxiety." And she talks about how trust enables us to live without weights, burdens, or cares. And I was just like, man, that sounds all good. That sounds great and all, but like, how do you get there? And she talks about how I really loved this. I outlined this today. She said, "I've learned that the best way to function in our relationship with God is to be truthful with him. He already knows the truth, but it will help us to face it. I wasted a lot of years claiming that I was trusting God while I was worried and miserable, and it really helped me to recognize that true trust has good fruit. It produces peace, the peace that passes understanding." And so I thought about, how we've been going live and like having these conversations about this fast, and like, we have to be honest with God because he already knows. So if you're stressed about something, if you're frustrated with something, like, it's not enough to just ignore it. We don't have to ignore it in order to be deemed faithful. We have to acknowledge it and take it to God. That's the difference. People are ignoring stuff and going to sugar, and they're saying, "I'm fine," and then eating all of their feelings. And now not only are they not fine, but they're unhealthy. They're dealing with all of these other extra issues. Or people are saying, "I'm fine," and they're just saying these empty prayers and not being honest with God. And one of my favorite characters in the Bible is David, because y'all, if y'all never read like any of the stories of David, like the Psalms, David was so honest with God. One of my favorite passages in Psalms is Psalm 3. Let me pull it up real quick. Because when I tell y'all, David was so thoroughly honest with God. David was like, "I'm going to need you to go ahead and knock all their teeth out their mouth. Don't believe me? Watch this." Psalm chapter 3, he says, "Oh Lord, I have so many enemies. So many are against me, saying, God will never rescue him. But you, O Lord, are a shield around me. You are my glory, the one who holds my head high. I cried out to the Lord, and he answered me from his holy mountain. I lay down and slept, yet I woke up in safety, for the Lord was watching over me. I am not afraid of 10,000 enemies who surround me on every side. Arise, O Lord, rescue me, my God. Slap all my enemies in the face. Shatter the teeth of the wicked." He said, pull up on them, smack them in the mouth, knock their teeth out. I like that flavor, okay? I like that. And David was like, listen, you know what I'm saying? And time after time in the Psalms, like, David was real honest with God. Even when, if y'all are not familiar with the story of David and Bathsheba, long story short, Bathsheba was really out there on some 304 stuff, because she was on the roof bathing, knowing doggone well that she got a whole husband, and the king was watching her. And she up there bathing on the roof, lathering herself, probably doing all kinds of seductive moves and stuff, knowing that he watching her. And of course, he just a man. So he like, that look good. I want that. Sends for her, she cheats on her husband with him. Like, if y'all don't believe that the Bible is dramatic, it's not boring. It's definitely not boring. Cheats on her husband, Uriah, with the king. Mind you, David got a wife, a good wife named Abigail. He could have any wife that he want. That's what the Lord told him. Like, I would have given you any woman that you wanted, but you had to go and steal Uriah's wife. Okay. She gets pregnant. Okay, and David wants to keep this baby. So he's scrambling. He's trying to figure out what's going on, right? He was like, all right, I'm gonna tell Uriah, Bathsheba's husband, come off. He was in the army. He told Uriah, he was like, yo, come off the line. Go ahead, go home, spend some time with your wife. Because basically he was plotting, trying to make it seem like, okay, if he go home and sleep with his wife, then he gonna think that the baby is his. Whole time they already know she's pregnant. So he not only did you cheat, you're an adulterer, but now you sitting here talking about oh, that's your kid. No, it's not. That's not what did Michael Jackson say? Michael Jackson say, the kid is not my son. Okay, like, it's not your baby. So then Uriah, being honorable as he is, was like, yo, I'm on duty. I'm not sleeping with my wife. Like, I gotta keep my head in the game, because my guys are at the front line, and I gotta make sure that I'm not like over here all drunken with passion for my wife. Now, that didn't work. So David comes up with another plan. Whole time he's not asking God for direction like he normally does, because he's sitting here scrambling because he know he messed up. So now he's like, all right, cool, bet. We're going to put Uriah on the front line for him to die. We're going to make sure that he dies quick. And that way it could just be like, oh, I took on a widower. David, why are you messing up? What are we doing? So she has this baby and the baby is sick. The baby gonna die. The prophet comes and tells David, your baby is gonna die because you committed adultery with Bathsheba. You was screwing around, tried to kill her husband, you did all of this stuff. You in the wrong, and as your punishment, your baby gonna die. And David was like, man, God, please don't kill my baby. David, what are you doing? You doing a lot. I understand you want the child to survive, but you're also doing a whole lot, right? Now, God, being just and sovereign and doing the things that he do, the baby does not make it. David mourns for 7 days. And then he pulls himself together. And you know what he said? You know what, God? I messed up. This is Psalm 51. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he was like, God, I messed up. I shouldn't have did that. And I'm asking that you don't take your spirit away from me. I'm asking that you search me, that you make me clean, that you heal me. I know I messed up, but I still want to be in your good graces. And that's the takeaway, because a lot of times we will find ourselves in situations either thrust upon us or something that we got ourselves in, and nobody want to go to God. They want to go to everybody else. They want to devise their own plans. They want to do all this other stuff. Whole time God is like, just come to me. Just come to me. Out of all of the stuff that David ever did, all the sins he committed, all the stuff that he did wrong, he always went back to God, which is why God called him a man after his own heart. And if we have that heart posture where even when we're in the wrong, even when we intentionally did something wrong, even when, before he got married, before he was King David and he was being chased down by King Saul, who wanted him dead because he was his replacement, like all the drama. Okay, he in caves and he on the run, life on the run. He is mad. This is what he talk about. My enemies, God, these people are after me. He talk about his son Absalom was trying to kill him at this point. It's a lot of drama, a lot to unpack. David then been through it, but there are records of him going to God and saying, "Listen, I need some help." Knock their teeth out their mouth, slap them all in the face. And he wasn't cute about it. Oh, Lord. Oh, God, I'm just feeling. No, he's like, help. I feel the pressure. They down here. They mocking me. I don't like that. Smack them. Beat them down. Give them an elbow. Whatever you got to do. I love that energy. And I think things would go better for us if we lean into being honest, because then we don't feel the pressure to try to show up in a way that we aren't. We can be honest, we can be vulnerable, and it helps us to develop a real relationship with God. In the same way that, like, for me, as a lover girl, as a person, as a genuine person, but especially as a lover girl, I cannot get close to somebody and build trust with somebody who refuses to be vulnerable with me, because it's an exchange. It's the same thing with God. God will show up more with you as you show up more with him. It's a trust thing. But you get trust, you give trust, you get more trust. You know what I'm saying? So that's my big takeaway from this. Is just like, instead of running to our devices, instead of running to food, whatever it is that we run into, like, we can be honest with God about our struggles. We can be honest with God about our mistakes. We can be honest with God about our feelings, our frustrations, like all those things. So that's my takeaway. I hope that y'all enjoyed that. Let me catch up. Yes, another day of progression. Okay. There is a lot going on in here. Okay. So she couldn't comprehend that someone can believe in God and be depressed. She couldn't. And I didn't really understand that. That was kind of crazy. But you know what? There are a lot of people who have this mentality that, oh, well, if you believe in God, then your life is perfect. But that's just simply not true. And even the people who say it, they know it's not true. I think it's part of the reason why they're so grouchy and grumpy. Those are some of the most unpleasant people sometimes, the ones who constantly feel like they have to go toe-to-toe with somebody, a stranger online. Imagine arguing with a stranger online about their personal mental health. How do you sound? That's crazy. Also, please don't argue with me about scripture. Cause like I read my Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just it's nuts. It's nuts. I did not come here for you to talk to me. Josiah, come on now. You always come here for me to talk to you. North Carolina, what's up? What's up? Everybody get put to sleep reading the Bible. Okay, cool. You know, I agree. I agree with that. Wait, what movie did you see? I'm catching up, y'all. Sorry. Sent that man to war. Oh, right. I forgot about that. That's actually on my to-do list. Power Dynamics were heavy at play. Listen, I don't play about that story because I feel like people don't talk about it enough. Hey, people do not talk about that story enough. I love you too. People do not talk about that story enough. I be sitting here thinking, cause like it had to be some type of power play for Bathsheba to catch him up like that. She was plotting. Nobody can tell me that Bathsheba was not plotting. She wanted it. She wanted it. I ain't gonna hold you. Bathsheba was probably in her hussy area. She probably in her hussy era. She probably was. She was really, you know what I'm saying? Ironic how King Solomon went out the same way he was brought into the world. Hello? The wisest man, richest man in the history of all mankind, and just couldn't keep his hands to himself. Now, sir, you got all the wisdom, all the money. You got so much money that the Queen of Sheba is like, dang, look at all over there. And you just can't keep your hands to yourself. Just can't keep it in your pants. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really crazy to me, personally. But it's a lot to unpack. The Bible is definitely not boring. But at the end of the day, it is really important for us, in my opinion, that we be more honest with God. That's my takeaway. If we are more honest with God, I bet you we would stop leaning on other things. Because every time I'm feeling like super stressed and I go and I'm leaning into other things, I'm never really satisfied for real. And I don't get the help that I need. Oh, this is the other thing that I was going to say. This is not to say that you don't find help or that God can't use other things. For example, I'm not necessarily one to like talk to other people when I'm going through things. I have a hard time with that. I really do, because I've grown up being the strong friend. I've grown up being the one that has it all together or that has to hold it together for everybody else. And I actually talked about this in the session today for the Purpose Over Platform club. So if anybody's interested in that membership, I highly recommend you check it out. Some really, really great tools in there. And today was all about talking about what to do when you're tired, but you have to keep going. And so God gave me this analogy one day about being a funnel and not a cup. And I, as an empath, as somebody who's, usually the strong friend, is like having a cup that people constantly pour issues into. I want to talk to you about this. I need your advice on that. This is how I'm feeling. I just need to vent. And now I'm holding everybody else's stuff and there's no room for me. But what God showed me is that, like, because you care, you want to be a shoulder for people to lean on. You want to be an ear for people to talk to. But you can't carry all of that stuff and all of your stuff at the same time. So what you could do is be a funnel, which just kind of closes that cup to a little funnel, got a hole in the bottom. Funnel that to me. So you can still be an ear, but you're not carrying it. You're releasing it to me. Y'all like I did that. Release it to me like that. And then I deal with it because I'm the one that got the answers anyway. And I was like, that big dog, that's how we do it. That's how we work in tandem. That being said, when you do lean on people, God can use that. You know what I'm saying? When I post, there were so many other people who really encouraged me. Or like I had told somebody the truth. Since we're talking about truth, I usually am the type of person where somebody be like, how you doing? I'm fine. Knowing doggone well I'm not fine. This one time I decided to tell the truth about how I was feeling. And the next day I came home this was actually today, my doorbell rang. And it was a gift basket from one of my friends with a note to just say, hey, you're seen and you're loved and I appreciate you. What? Like, she just completely blew my mind. And it was such a beautiful thing because I was honest. It's amazing how many blessings we miss out on because we are dishonest with others and with ourselves. And so if nothing else, let that be an encouragement to you that my biggest takeaway is that we lean into honesty, because I think that that will keep us from leaning into other devices that don't really pour into us. You know what I'm saying? What time is it here? It is 9 o'clock. It is 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Oh, that's the wrong thing to be singing right now. Sorry. My bad, y'all. God's still working on me. That is a very, very dope friend. Elijah sent some bears or made fun of his bald head. Hold on now. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Yeah, y'all laughing at the 9 o'clock thing. My bad. God is still working on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna pretend like God didn't also have the Song of Solomon's in here. Like, I read all the Bible, not just some parts. I'm just saying. Anyway. I'm gonna have to talk about that one day. Actually, that is a part of the thing that me and Michael are gonna be going over in a dating after divorce, because like people don't be wanting to talk about the whole Bible, and I'm not here for it. I'm really not. Oh yay, thank you. Is it Shannon? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm glad that y'all are getting something out of this. It means a lot to me. So couple housekeeping things before I end the live, because it is 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. And I do need to eat and I need to work out and all the things. Song of Solomon had you listen, it will have you blushing. I'll be reading the whole Bible is all I can say. And okay. Anyway, but yes. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, all the things. Thank you to the mod. Thank you for everybody who is reminding y'all to lock in. Again, if you are the type of person who is building something, whether it be a business, a platform, whatever, a following, Purpose Over Platform Club is available. And so my bad. It is available to you all to watch the replay. There are 2 sessions up right now where I am talking about how to avoid burnout, how to give yourself permission to rest, practical tools. I'm giving you real life experience and insight into that. So definitely check that out. That's the top tier of my membership. I have some fun things coming up. Voting closes today for the second virtual date, and then the next round will be coming up. The first date is going to be posted this week on Bonus View, so you can go and watch that. I had a very, very fun conversation with our winner from last week. So I think it'll be surprising for a lot of y'all. It was surprising for me. Good time, good talk. Very, very sweet guy. And we'll see who comes up next. Very excited about that. And what else? I have some more fun content that I'm going to be doing, some travel content. So I'm going to start doing some road trips. I'm starting with LA and like places that are within hours, and then I'll expand there. So if there are places, I'll probably throw something up on the community tab. If there are places that I should go and check out, as far as travel is concerned, y'all can tap in and let me know some suggestions, which y'all might want to see, that kind of thing. What else? The dating after divorce content is going to be dropping this week as well. So definitely tap in with that. We're going to be offering some group coaching and some real life things. Like it's some good stuff. It's some good stuff, some good conversations. We've been having some really, really great conversations about dating after divorce. I have some more reactions coming to dating profiles that I have found very interesting and telling. So stay tuned for that. Is there anything else? Well, I cannot tell y'all where I'm gonna be on Friday, but it's very, very interesting, very funny. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be on TV, and y'all gonna have to wait till it airs, but it's gonna be very interesting for sure. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else that I have. But yes, I am going to move my body today. Can you do me a favor and keep the noise down? You're trying to relax. That is so cute. That would be really funny if that was like actually true. I feel like somebody would either knock or whatever, but y'all, I be in here cackling at like 2 a.m. I be making myself laugh, and don't nobody say nothing. I think our walls are pretty thick, because like the only time I really hear anything is at like 9 o'clock in the morning when my neighbor upstairs let their toddler run after the dog. That's about it. I don't hear nothing else. Anyway, I love y'all. Always rooting for you. Please be kind to yourself and others, and if you can't be kind, be quiet. And as always, it's been Chris off the green screen. I feel like I haven't said that in a while, but we still here. We still doing it. And I will see y'all tomorrow for day 16. Okay? Love you. And I'll talk